Live from Bob Brennan Stadium here in Athens, Ohio for some midweek baseball action. It's the Ohio Bobcats playing host to the Shawnee State Bears. Hello and welcome into the broadcast, everybody. I'm Connor Mills alongside my good friend Brad Walker. Now, Brad, the Bobcats, they lost 3 straight. They're sitting at 500 right now. What can they do to get back to their winning ways?
Well, the Bobcats have to bring back out the bats tonight. Connor, in the 3 losses, the bats just haven't really been there, especially last night. Only 4 hits and no runs against Ohio State in the 4-0 loss. So if they can bring that along with their pitching, I believe they can come on top tonight against the Bears of Shawnee State.
Now, going on to the other field, Shawnee State, they're sitting at the bottom of the NAIA Division I Mid-South Conference. What can they do coming into this game?
Well, Shawnee State can really try to just execute on all their own cylinders and not really have any unforced errors. Unfortunately, their team ERA is pretty high right now, so the Bobcats are definitely going to try to take advantage of that tonight. And if Shawnee State can limit the Bobcat hits, maybe they can do something special.
Ohio Bobcats and Shawnee State coming up next on Ohio Bobcat TV. Again, welcome into the broadcast, everybody. I'm Connor Mills alongside Brad Walker. Ohio Bobcats have dropped their last 3 games. On the mound for them today is left-handed pitcher, redshirt freshman Cole Shinsky.
I'm so pissed at you right now.
Shinsky on the mound today, Connor, for the Bobcats. Shinsky comes in today with a 0-0 record. Has appeared in 5 games. This is his 3rd start of the season. 3.18 ERA, so very efficient on the mound with just 5.2 innings pitched. It's been a while since we've seen Cole. Last game was against Morehead State on March 27th, where he appeared in only 1 inning and gave up 1 earned run off of a walk and had 1 strikeout.
And opposing the Bobcats on the other side, Brad, that is senior right-handed pitcher Brady Nettle.
Brady Nettle out of West Portsmouth, Ohio, comes in with a 10.67 ERA and giving up against a batting average against him of .353. 28.2 innings pitched on the year for Mr. Nettle in 7 appearances. This will be his 6th start of the year for the Bears.
Yeah, and it's been a rough go of it for the Bears as they have dropped, 6 of the last...
6 games in a row, Connor, 11 out of their last 12. So it's been a while for the Bears as they do only need 2 more wins to match their win total of last season.
Nope. TV. Again, welcome back into the broadcast. Cole Shinsky on the mound for Ohio. He will face Christian Helton he is the leadoff batter for Shawnee State. And the lineup for Shawnee State: Christian Helton leading off, Seth Clement batting second, JT Boggs third, cleanup hitter Levy Jones batting fifth, Chase Thurberg batting sixth, Sam Gerhold seventh, Casey Claflin batting eighth, Alex Medina, and batting ninth is Blake Marshall. And once again, the starting pitcher is Brady Nettle. Bobcats come into this game at an even 15-15, 4-5 in the MAC, while Shawnee State is 12-19.
Connor, today the Bobcats looking to improve to 2-2 in midweek play as they dropped a midweek game last night to Ohio State to go down 1-2 now in 3 games in midweek.
First pitch in there, called strike. Ground ball over to third base. Fires over to first. Wild throw. It gets away. Christian Helton moves over to second base on the throwing error by third baseman Tony Giannini. And Brad, that is a MAC leading 45th error.
Yeah, definitely an unforced error the Bobcats not want to start this game off with, especially with their pitching not being really up to par of late. They're really relying on their bats this season. You just don't want to start out with something as silly like that.
And the first pitch to Seth Clement is fouled back. Seth Clement is a talented freshman for the Bears. At one point this season, he was leading the team in batting average, but now that is Levy Jones. Count even at 1-1. Clement fouls this one off. First base side, that goes out of play. Counts now at 1-2.
Clement, the freshman, a speedster, 6 of 7 on stolen bases and stolen bases attempted this year. This Bears team is stolen a lot of bases this year. I like to be speedy on the base path.
Well, when you haven't been winning as much as they'd like, they have to find ways and manufacture some runs. That last pitch from Shinsky evens count at 2-2 for Clement. Fouled straight back at the net. Clement stays alive.
Way to protect there from Clement. Pitch on the outside. Questionable strike, but Clement, knowing he can't take for a possible strike 3, went ahead and threw the barrel of the bat out there and fouled it off.
Shinsky from the set. And another foul ball. 3 fouls so far for Clement. Count remains at 2-2.
You know, interesting for the Bears, Connor. They showed up to this game about 40 minutes ago, around 5:20 on the field. So, late arrival for the Bears. I wonder if that'll have any effect on their play today.
Well, starting off right for them. Shinsky gets the curveball in there. Swing and a miss. 1 down.
Clement really no-go swing. Almost realized he should swing way too late and just kind of flung the bat out there. As we just mentioned, showing up so late, he almost seems like he's one of them that needs a little bit more warm-up based off that little half-effort swing he gave.
Absolutely. Coming into the bat right now is JT Boggs, a senior. Shinsky almost had him. Nobody was covering over there. Hafner was playing off the bag.
As you can see, smart move there. Keep the runner honest there on second. And Helton very quick on the base paths as well. bringing in 11 runs. He has
Swing and
scored
a
11
miss.
runs.
So far, Shinsky has been starting off the first 3 batters with strikes. Always good to see. Little curveball there from him. Gets ahead in the count 0-2. Shinsky firing from the stretch. A little low. Nice block from Picnic. Counts now 1-2.
Connor mentioning earlier in the play earlier, the unforced error to first base. Shawnee State really at the bottom in most batting statistical categories in their conference, and that is not a way that you want to give a team a chance if you're going to give them easy ways to get on base, especially when they have trouble doing it themselves.
Second time he caught Helton there leaning. Hafner's still not at the bag. Again, Shinsky forced to go from the stretch. He fires this one in. Just gets a piece of it. Stays alive. Count remains at 1-2.
Boggs, 19 strikeouts in the season. Team high for JT Boggs.
This one misses away. Evens count at 2-2. Again, Shinsky forced to go from the stretch as Helton had a ground ball over to Giannini at third, and Giannini kind of had a wild throw, overwrote, which allowed Helton to take second base. And he hits him. Shinsky comes inside on the curveball. Didn't hit any flesh right there, just hits the jersey, but that's all you need.
Yeah, once again, just another unfortunate happening for the Bobcats. The Bears only have an on-base percentage of .369, so that's pretty low and towards, once again, the bottom of their conference. Bobcats really have to watch what they're doing here, or else the Bears can sneak up and possibly start scoring some runs.
So runners now at first and second. Clements over at first. Helton on second. Shinsky from the stretch. Fires this one in. It's a foul ground over towards first base line. And out of play. Out of reach from Rote. My apologies. That's JT Boggs over there at first. Clement struck out before. And now batting is Levy Jones, a team leader in batting average. Again, Shinsky ahead of him early, 0-2.
Levi Jones, the Millersburg, Ohio product. His previous school was Lakeland Community College, and one of many Bears to have transferred in to Shawnee State.
The 0-2 pitch. Misses outside, 1-2. Jones this season batting .388. On base, getting at a clip of .469. One of the more consistent hitters for this Shawnee State team. Shinsky fires in. Fastball misses low. Counts now 1-2. Brady's gotten ahead early on the first four batters, and has really struggled coming back.
Yeah, indeed. He can really hop on him early and then almost gets too tentative and being too cute with his pitches.
This one's fouled right back at the screen.
Yeah, like I just said, just too cute once he gets ahead in the count and then loses batters, and unfortunately has left some over the plate just to get contact, and then unfortunately hitting a batter as well. So we see 2 guys on for the Bears.
Top of the first inning here. Kolshinsky fires in. Ground ball over to Hafner. Hafner fires to second and to first. Side retired. 6-4-3 double play. Shinsky gets out of trouble early. Bobcats are coming up to bat next. Here on Ohio Bobcat TV. Welcome back to Ohio Bobcat TV. Bobcats coming up to the plate right now. Leadoff hitter is Aaron Levy. Levy from Cincinnati, Ohio. Was the MAC Player of the Week last week. Batting .280 on the season. Yesterday against Ohio, he had a double, went 2 for 4, struck out once. Ohio was shut out against Ohio State. And the first pitch from Kettle. This one's fouled over the stadium right behind us. He gets ahead 0-1.
Connor, as you mentioned, 2 for 4 yesterday. Levy responsible for half of his team's hits, as the Bobcats had 4 hits in their scoreless game against the Buckeyes last night.
Second pitch to Levy is in there. Strike 2 called. Swing and a miss. Down goes Levy. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out. As Kettle retires Levy here in the bottom of the first. And now Devin Garcia is coming to the plate. Garcia batted leadoff yesterday. As first pitch is on the outside corner, good for a strike. It's 0-1. Garcia 1 for 3. One of the lucky Bobcats to record a hit. Grounds this one over third base side. It gets through. And Garcia is on first with a single. And the first hit of the game.
Yeah, Connor, as we take a quick break, we'll run through Shawnee State's defensive alignment. Have Niddle on the mound, Medina behind the plate, Boggs over at first, Clement at second, Marshall at short, Gerald over at third, Thurber in left, Helton at center, and Jones rounding it out in right field. That's the defense for the Shawnee State Bears.
Coming up to the plate now is one of the best hitters in the MAC. That's Rudy Rote. Rote takes this one outside. 1-0.
Wrote the Cheesehead, the Wisconsin product, making his way all the way down to Athens, and has been very productive for this Bobcat team, and very thankful for him.
Takes a second pitch low, down in the dirt. Nice block by Medina. Let's just take a look at some of the stats from road here. He's batting .358, on base at .455, and slugging of .600. He is leading or is at the top of the MAC in most offensive categories. Swings at this inside pitch. It jams him over in foul territory. And Gerhold comes over, makes a catch. Rote retired.
Caught Rudy on the inside part of the bat, and fortunate for him, his foul tip just didn't have enough juice to get outside.
So there are 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Devin Garcia is the lone base runner for the Bobcats. He recorded the first hit of the game. And Tanner Picnic is at the plate. Picnic takes this one high and outside. 1-0.
This is Picnic's 26th game on the season for the Bobcats, his 25th start. So he's definitely involved for most of the season here for Ohio.
He's also one of the better hitters. As Kettle's at the set. Fires in low and away. It's 0-2. 2-0. But Tanner, yeah, he has a batting average of .319. Gets on base at a good clip at .385. And slugging is right up there with Rote, as his slugging percentage is at .532. Swings at this 2-0 pitch, fouls it back out of the stadium, out of play. 2-1.
Picnic out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Favorite MLB team is the Pittsburgh Pirates. Not surprising if he's a Pittsburgh native to be a Bucks fan.
Picnic, Pittsburgh. And the pitch, he grounds this one over the third base. Gerhold knocks it down, but he won't have a play. Bobcats now have runners at first and second. With Picnic, we'll see how that is scored. Would have been a tough play for Gerhold to make over there at third. I believe that's going to be a hit.
Yeah, it's definitely a shot over the third, and even with 2 outs, it's just what you have to do. Get the ball in play. You'd hate to end on a strikeout. Nice, hard ground ball. Ground balls, line drives have the most hitting percentages, and Picnic did just that. Hustled down the line just in case, but unfortunately, Gerhold just couldn't handle the heat over there at the hot corner.
There's a reason why they call it the hot corner, Brad.
Heck yeah, it is.
So now at the plate is Trevor Hafner. Hafner batting .264. He's a shortstop for today. Swings at this first pitch. No contact. It's 0-1.
Hafner playing in all 30, now 31 games for the Bobcats. It's been what you would consider an everyday player for Ohio.
Got that set. Fires in, and Hafner fouls this one back. First base side, out of play. Count is now 0-2.
Hafner with a 1-for-4 outing last night against Ohio State. So crediting one of the 4 hits for Ohio.
Kettle fires in, and Hafner takes this one low and inside. Counts 1-2.
Brady Niddle second in starts for his team for the Bears with 5, now 6. It's been a workhorse for Shawnee State.
Offers at this pitch, fly ball over into right field. Jones is under it, makes the catch, side retired. So 2 hits for the Bobcats, no runs, 2 left on base. As we're going into the top of the second, stay tuned to Ohio Bobcat TV. Welcome back into the broadcast. Batting right now is Chase Thurberger. He's the left fielder for Shawnee State, and he grounds this one through the hole on the left side. Base hit. First hit for Shawnee State.
Thurber pouncing right on the first pitch offered up by Kolshinsky. Getting off the bus about 40 minutes before the game, he was eager to start playing some baseball, and it showed right there.
At the plate right now, Sam Gerholds, third baseman. He's able to knock down, save probably a run or two. 1 run. He offers a bunt at Shinsky's first pitch. It's 0-1.
Yeah, Gerhold, that was, heading back to that play, that was certainly very tough. Had to try to diving backhand, just couldn't get to it. But he'll try to redeem his team here by possibly moving over a runner.
This pitch is in there on the inside corner from Shinsky. Gets a hold of Gerholds. It's 0-2. Swinging a grounder over to first base. Rote has it, fires over to second. Not in time. So Gerhold is able to move over the runner. Thurberger now at second base. And Shinsky once again finds himself with a runner in scoring position with 1 out.
Interesting play there by Rote. I would have almost liked to see him throw down to second to get the leading runner and then try to bring it back. But that was a personal choice, and he's been out there a heck of a lot longer than I have, so I'm sure it was the right decision for him.
First pitch from Shinsky is on the outside corner. Too far. It's a ball. 1-0. Kaufman skies this one over to second base. Funderburg is able to corral it there, battling the sunlight. Now there's 2 down, runner on second. That one happened quick. That was Casey Kaufman with the fly out over to second. Pop out over to second. And then the catcher, Alex Medina, steps in. Bats left, throws right. Takes the first pitch in there for a called strike.
Medina has one of his team's 10 triples so far on the year, as they are tied for first in their league for triples with 10.
Picnic able to block it. Counts now at an even 1-1.
O'Connor, have to mention, absolutely beautiful day here in Athens.
Absolutely. 1-2 now is the count. Now this game was rescheduled from last week. Supposed to be last Tuesday. And probably underwater here during that time. Ground ball over to Rote. He gets it. Steps on first. Unassisted. Side retired. So Shawnee State has their first hit of the game, as it's 1 hit, no runs, 1 left on base. As the Bobcats are coming to bat here in the bottom of the second, make sure to stay tuned to Ohio Bobcat TV. No score here as we are in the bottom of the second. Evan Bourne stepping up to the plate from Overland Park, Kansas. He swings at the first pitch from Kettle. Flies it out to center field. Helton's under it, makes a catch, one down. First ball into the outfield for Ohio. And Tony Giannini stepping up to the plate. Giannini from Perrysburg, Ohio, batting .264 on. Scratch that. Tony Giannini from Carmel, Indiana. I was looking at Trevor Hafner there. Giannini from Carmel, Indiana, batting .244. Hits this one over to shortstop. Fires over 6-4, 2 down.
Geez, Niddle making slight work of the Bobcats right now. Here in the bottom of the second, 2 outs on 2 pitches. If that's not efficiency, then I don't know what is.
That was a nice strong throw from Marshall over at short. And Fabic steps in for the Bobcats. He takes this one inside. It's 1-0.
Fabics is only his 4th start on the season, 14th appearance, and 9th at bat.
Doesn't offer at this one. Takes it. Called strike. 1-1. Ground ball over into the shortstop. Marshall makes a sliding attempt at it. Gets through the hole. And Fabic on with the base hit. Traben Funderburg. A righty steps into the plate. He takes his first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike.
Connor Fabic and Funderburg, 2 guys who don't normally get starts for the Bobcats, but a back-to-back. This is their coming off a back-to-back game here. Definitely going to get some opportunities, especially against a non-conference opponent, to show what they can do. And Fabic already showed that he would like to get more starts coming off the base hit.
Again, Ohio is in the NCAA and Shawnee State NAIA. As Funderburg grounds this one over to short, fires over to first baseman Boggs, and the side's retired. So the Bobcats pick up another hit here, but leave one stranded. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. As Shinsky's coming back to the mound. Keep it here at Ohio Bobcat TV. For Shawnee State, Blake Marshall's coming to the plate. He ended the bottom of the second inning. Nice strong throw over to first. So far has come up clean in 2 attempts, 2 hits over there. Check swing. They're going to peel over to third, and he went around.
Shawnee State hitters seem to be pretty aggressive in their approach at the plate, swinging a lot of first pitch.
Shinsky bounces this one, evens the count at 1-1. One thing I've noticed, Brad, that Shinsky likes to get ahead of all the batters. I think he's gotten ahead of the majority of them.
Yeah, he's coming at him with either a fastball that sort of paints the corners or is not a great spot for hitters to hit. Rarely have we been seeing off-speed pitches from him on the first pitch, and I think that attributes to the starting out on top early.
Oh, we saw a off-speed pitch right there. Misses low and away. Count is now 2-1. One of the few times Shinsky's been able to work out of the windup, as the past 2 innings, Shawnee State has found their way on base to get the leadoff batter on. Counts now even at 2-2.
Shinsky having the redshirt season last year, that obviously gave him a chance to sit back and kind of see how Division I college baseball works.
And he walks him inside.
Stepping in, number 11, Christian Melton.
So a first walk allowed from Shinsky.
Helton back up again after reaching on an error from the third in the first inning.
Bounces this pitch, gets by Picnic, and Marshall is able to take second. We're back at the top of the lineup now for Shawnee State. Christian Helton, who led off with that error, reaching on base by that error from Tony Giannini. And now for the third straight inning, Shinsky now finds himself with a runner on second. Helton offers a bunt, pulls it back in time, counts 2-0.
On that first pitch ball from Shinsky in the dirt, that was a tough play there for Picnic as Helton had a bunt up.
Ball hits the bat twice as he's run out of the plate. Foul ball, that's the first strike in the count. It's 2-1. And now the count is 2-2. So we have a runner on second here in the top of the third inning. Shawnee State now at the top of their lineup. And Shinsky deals. Swing and a miss from Helton. He gets him. Crucial strikeout there from Shinsky as they find the first out of the inning.
Shinsky's only his 5th strikeout on the season, Connor. Hasn't been really dealing guys, but obviously hasn't pitched a lot as he came into this game with 5.2 innings pitched. So can't expect to be the stats that high.
Shinsky starts Clement off with the fastball outside. 1-0. Clement went down swinging last time. As he lines this one into center, Garcia's there, makes the catch. Marshall does not tag as the throw comes into Hafner. 2 down.
Yeah, that line drive just didn't quite get enough depth as Marshall would have liked to try to advance over to third. So made the smart decision to hang on to second as Garcia very valuable out there and has a good arm in center.
So now with 2 down, JT Boggs steps in. Bats lefty, throws righty. He's at first base today and takes this one for a ball.
JT Boggs with a nice flow haircut has the nice long hair that I'm sure looks pretty good in the wind, much like Kolshinsky out there on the mound.
Oshinsky's almost looks like Syndergaard for the Mets. As Boggs flies this one out, pops it out over to Rote, side retired. So on the walk, Shawnee State gets one base runner, left him on base, and still no runs as the Bobcats are coming up to bat in the bottom of the third. Make sure to So after two successful innings for Brady Nettle, Shawnee State elects to bring in a new pitcher, senior right-hander Tyler Arthur. He's 0-3 on the season, 21 2/3 innings pitched, and his first pitch is a grounder from Levy over to third base. Can't handle it, and Levy is on with an error.
Gerhold once again can't make the play over there at third. This time just a nice little dribbler over his way. I think he was just moving too fast for himself that he could handle it. This one will be attested as an error.
So Levy finds his way on base as we're moving through the top of the lineup for Ohio. And Devin Garcia, center fielder, comes to the plate. He swings at this one, and it's another dribbler over to Gerhold. And it looks like it hit Garcia at the plate. So we're going to do it again.
Garcia wearing that left shin pad, but I think it hit him right where the padding stops and where the bands are to hold it. So hit the exposed part of the shin, unfortunately, for him. And that's why there wasn't a lot of movement right out of the batter's box after the ball was hit.
First time up, Garcia had a ground ball through the hole into left field for a base hit. The offering from Arthur is too high. Evens count at 1-1. Swings at this one, lines it out into left field, but right at Thurber. First out for Shawnee State. Now the big bat in Ohio's lineup comes up to the plate, number 26, Rudy Rote.
Rote trying to take advantage of this runner that's been placed in front of him once again for the second time.
Swinging a little ground ball over to Boggs. Boggs takes it himself, but Rote moves the base runner over as Levy's now on second. 2 down for the Bobcats.
Levy was actually on the move when that pitch was delivered. So,
little hit and run action.
yes, which is smart for the Bobcats. It's the bottom of the third. You're typically a pretty good hitting team, and you really haven't gotten much going. Only 3 hits so far out there. Might as well try to spark something, especially with a new pitcher in for Shawnee.
So Levy's on base with an error, moves over to second with the hit and run action from Rote. 2 down here in the bottom of the third as Picnic takes ball 1. Swings at this one, lines it into left field. That's a base hit. In comes Levy. He will score the first run of the game, and the Bobcats take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third.
I was just talking about how those Bobcat bats have been a little quiet to start this game. Well, I think they've just woken up as Picnic places a nice little base hit over in the left field, scoring Levy.
So everything turns out all right for Ohio. They're able to capitalize on the error from Gerhold as Levy's the first one on base. Rote gets him over, and Picnic hits him in. Now shortstop Hafner lines this one into left field. It's going to be tough. Thurber plays it on a bounce as Hafner now reaches base.
Thurber, I think, questioned whether he should go full in and possibly dive at that, but made the safe, better safe than sorry option there, just letting it come to him, play it off the hop. That way you can have 3 possible force-out situations.
Thurber kept the ball in front of him. As Evan Bourne now steps in. Runners on first and second for Ohio. 1 run is already in here in the bottom of the third. And he lines this one over to the hot corner on first. Nice play by Boggs. Side is retired. The Bobcats strike first here in the bottom of the third on 2 hits. 1 run, 2 left on base. Ohio's up 1-0 on Shawnee State. Keep it here on Ohio Bobcat TV. Bobcats strike first in the bottom of the third. And there's a pitching change as Logan Jasek takes over the duty from Kolshinsky. And with the pitching change, we'll have a change here as I'm going to throw it over to Brad Walker to take it over here in the fourth.
Once again, welcome you guys in the broadcast. This is Brad Walker, and alongside me right now is Connor Mills. As Connor's mentioned, Jasek stepping onto the mound from Omaha, Nebraska. And for the Bears, number 14, Levi Jones will step to the plate. Jones grounded into a double play on his last time at the plate to end the inning. Jasek's first pitch delivered inside, fouls it off into the left side of the field.
Again, the Bears are attacking first pitch, looking for something good to hit.
Jasek working quickly, fires one in, hit over left side over to third, and throwing it across the diamond is Giannini to get the first out of the inning for the Bobcats.
That was Giannini's second ball hit this way, and no problem there. Fields the ball on a nice bounce, fires it over to first. Good strong throw. Nice bounce back.
Batting for the Bears, currently Chase Thurber steps in, the righty. Jasek, first pitch to Thurber is high for ball one. Jasek looks in, once again working pretty fast. This one, Thurber takes a cut at it, hits it over to Hafner. Hafner across the diamond for the second out of the inning. Jasek is not taking his time out there on the mound, is he, Connor?
Working very fast. Not a quick pitch. Still letting the batter get in there and take his time. But when he's in there, he's locked in, getting pitches over at a quick pace.
As Sam Gerald steps in for the Bears. On the left side as the first pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 count. Bobcats lead the Bears 1-0. Jasek delivers. Gets Gerald swinging for the second strike of this at-bat. 0-2 count. 2 down here in the top of the fourth inning.
I don't believe I've seen an off-speed pitch from Jasek yet.
Jasek's 0-2 gets Gerald swinging through, and Picnic will pick it up and throw over to first to ensure the strikeout. That'll do it for the top of the fourth as Jasek guns down the Bears 1, 2, and 3. Keep it here on Ohio Bobcat TV. Back on Ohio Bobcat TV for the bottom of the fourth inning. Bobcats at the plate. Number 14, Tony Giannini to step up to the plate after making a nice play over there at third in the top of the inning. Arthur still doing the pitching for the Bears. Delivers. That's going to be a strike as Giannini swings through the first pitch, and a little bit of an error there by Medina, throwing it back to his pitcher over his head. A little unfortunate.
Good backup from Clement, though. Always nice to see your fielders backing up the pitcher.
And
the less work from him, the better.
Arthur ready to work here. Delivers an off speech for another strike. 0-2.
Nice curveball, caught the corner.
Oh, 2 count to Giannini. Arthur looking in for a signal. Winds it up. Third pitch in there, hit over to the left side of the infield, and Marshall has trouble fielding that one. Gets just by him got a glove on it, but unfortunately couldn't reel it in. Giannini, the leadoff man, will get on first base for the Bobcats.
Giannini now 1-2 on the day.
Up
And again,
now.
the Bobcats, their favorite spot seems to be in between third and short.
Yeah,
Many of their hits come between that hole.
they've noticed a weakness, and they're trying to exploit it. As Sebastian Fabic steps up to the plate. Got a base hit on the left side in his first at-bat. This first pitch by Arthur is low for ball one.
Fabic showing some patience there. He swung at the first pitch in his first at-bat. Good for a hit. Now showing a little plate discipline.
Arthur sets in the stretch, looks over at first, and gives another offering to Fabic, and it's a strike to even the count up at 1-1. Arthur looking over the plate. Pitches outside for ball two to make it 2-1. Still a beautiful night here in Athens, Ohio. Slight breeze from right to left.
I believe today's high was around 60 degrees.
Yes. Arthur ready for the 2-1 pitch. Is in, and Fabic will foul it out just behind Shawnee State dugout.
The guy wearing a West Virginia hat gets a nice souvenir.
That's why you come to baseball games sometime. See if you can get lucky enough to get a baseball. Sit at a 2-2 count. Fabic at the plate, Arthur on the mound. No down here in the bottom. And we have a runner going, but Fabic will foul it off to the backstop.
Oh, looks like I spoke too soon about that souvenir for the West Virginia guy. He gave the ball to one of the guys down here. Looks like that ball might make its way back in play.
2-2 count. Arthur sets. Checks over on the runner on first. Delivers pitch. Swung up, hit high in the middle of the infield. Marshall's camped under it and collects the pop fly to retire Sebastian Fabic.
Fabic just trying to stay alive in that inning. Gets the bat on the ball, but doesn't really do anything to move the runner over.
As Traven Funderburg steps in. Still with Giannini over there at first. Only one down for the Bobcats, so definitely still having a chance to start some more momentum. Travis Arthur sets and checks over, throws over to the runner at first. Nothing doing. Giannini now with a huge lead, Connor. I don't expect really him to try to grab another base. As Arthur ready. Fires it in there. Funderburg will bunt, but it'll roll dribble foul on the left side.
Going back to Giannini, he only has one stolen base in 3 attempts. For a batting average, that'd be nice, 333, but for stealing a base, not bad, but...
And you know, the Bobcats really don't steal a lot of bases, only 12 on the season, so definitely like to hold their positions on the base paths. Arthur delivers. Pitch inside. Funderburg gets a nice rip into right center field. That'll take one hop in the gap. They're going to send Giannini home. Nope, they will now hold up as Funderburg rolls into second with a nice one-out double for the Bobcats. Runners now set on second and third for Ohio.
Jones did a nice job to get that ball in and get it in quick. Half second later, we'd see Giannini going into the third base dugout, getting handshakes, but now he's still on third base.
So the designated hitter, Aaron Levy, stepping into the batter's box. 0 for 2 on the day. Strikeout in his first at-bat and an error by Gerhold on his second at-bat. 2 on, 1 down. First pitch is low. They appeal to the third base umpire, John Sapphire. He upholds the call. 1-0 count.
Runners on second and third. Runners on second and third. Shawnee State elects to move their infield in.
As the second pitch is Levy with a base hit past the second baseman Clement. That's going to score Giannini very easily. And the Bobcats will take a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the fourth over Shawnee State.
Had Clement been a little further back, he would have had more time to play that ball and probably get the out at first. He might not have gotten the runner, but they at least would have gotten one out.
Yeah, very interesting that they brought him in, being before that the run scored down only 1-0, and that would have been a very routine play there by Clement, but unfortunately the diving stop won't help him. As Devin Garcia, the center fielder, steps in for Ohio. Has one hit in this game, 1 for 2. Runners on the corners. Arthur's pitch hit to the second baseman Clement, and he will throw over to second to get the double play. 4-6-3 double play to end the inning for the Bears. So that'll do it for the bottom of the fourth. Bobcats get another run on the board. 2-0. Ohio leads Shawnee State. Keep it here on Ohio Bobcat TV. We're back on Ohio Bobcat TV. The Bobcats holding a lead of 2-0 over the Bears. Here as we approach the fifth inning. Claflin, Medina, and Marshall due up for Shawnee State. J6 stays on the mound for Ohio, working very efficiently so far. As last inning, his first inning of work, had a strikeout and 2 outs. Casey Claflin will step up for the Bears, the designated hitter. The righty, Jasek, working quickly again. First pitch of the inning is high for a ball. Shawnee State only with 1 hit so far in this game. Jasek's second pitch is fouled off by Claflin. 1-1 count. Jasek, the leg kick, delivers it in there. Claflin once again foul this one over the netting and behind Bob Wren Stadium.
Strikeouts have been a problem for Claflin. 15 of them he's had, and only 6 walks.
And the fourth pitch of the at-bat, once again, fouled off by Claflin. 3rd foul in a row. 1-2 is your count. Claflin, the leadoff man this inning. Jasek delivers outside for a ball. Catcher Picnic was set out outside, trying to see if they can get Claflin to chase one. 2-2 pitch. Down low, misses again for ball 3. Full count.
Jasek's got to be careful not to walk him here and lose him after getting ahead.
Jasek, the full count pitch. It gets him swinging. Jasek strikes him out for the first out of the inning.
That's another sonic strikeout and some free food for our lucky fan.
Jasek's second strikeout of the evening.
Well, it looks like there's going to be a little pitching change here.
As Rob Smith heads out to the mound, points over for his bullpen. Jasek doing his job. 1 1/3 inning pitched. No hits, no runs, no earned runs, no walks on 2 strikeouts. So we'll step aside for a moment to let the new pitcher warm up, and when we come back, we'll introduce him here on Bobcat TV. Hello again on Ohio Bobcat TV. This is Brad Walker. Alongside me is Connor Mills. And we have a pitching change here after one out was recorded. Brett Manis steps in for the Bobcats. 5'11", 160-pound lefty. The southpaw comes from Port Huron, Michigan, out of Port Huron Northern High School. The freshman, this is his 8th appearance, has 4.1 innings pitched and 9 strikeouts. No earned runs allowed. So off the change, Alex Medina to step in for Shawnee State as we have a lefty-on-lefty matchup out there. Score is 2-0 in favor of Ohio over Shawnee State. Manis' first pitch of the evening is a called strike. Manis winds up and delivers. This one is outside for a ball. 1-1 count.
Like you said, Brad, 4 1/3 innings pitched. He's allowed no earned runs, but with those 9 strikeouts, he has 8 walks.
And Medina will ground it right back to Manis, and he'll make the play over there. Throws it over to first for the second out of the inning. As we see Blake Marshall stepping in for the Bears, another lefty. Marshall walked in his first at-bat and advanced to second, also on his last appearance. 2 down for Manis. Delivers his first pitch to Marshall is outside for a ball. 1-0 count. Manis' second is grounded to second base. Funderburg makes the play and throws over to first for the third out of the inning. Then the Bears go 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 5th, and the Bobcats hold a 2-0 lead here on OhioBobcats.com. Welcome back into Ohio Bobcat TV. We have a new pitcher spotting out there on the rubber. That is freshman right-hander Kyle Wisniewski, the Strongsville, Ohio product. 5.14 ERA on the season and 35 innings pitched. This will be his 8th appearance. 6 starts on the year, Connor. This is one of Shawnee's go-to guys.
Absolutely. Wisniewski carries a heavy load, and he is a freshman. Somebody that the Bears really count on. Has a nice strikeout to walk ratio, 28 strikeouts, 11 walks. And opponents are only batting .265 against him.
Wisniewski, definitely a figure out there on the mound, standing at 6'5".
Leading off for your Ohio Bobcats, number 26, Rudy Rote.
26, Rudy Rote steps in to lead off the inning for the Bobcats. He's 0 for 2 on the evening. It's the first time he's leading off an inning. Wisniewski's first pitch is hit high by Rote, high left field. Will that stay in?
It was right off the wall.
It's right off the wall, unfortunately out of our view. Hits off the left field. Rote around second, trying to get into third for a triple. He'll do it standing up. So Rudy Rote off Wisniewski's first pitch of the game. Hits it high in the left field, off the left field wall, and will cruise into third with a triple.
Rote really showing his power there. Just inches away from hitting it out. That's 340 down the left field line, and he got almost all of it. I'm sure he's disappointed not getting that home run, but a triple I think will do.
Yeah, Bobcats, that's exactly how you want to start off. And your hottest hitter of the game is up 2. And Tanner Picnic, he's 2 for 2 on the game with 2 base hits. And there seems to be a meeting here for Shawnee State head coach Chris Moore with third base umpire asking if it was in fair territory. Very civil meeting as Moore takes a little jog back to the Bears dugout. Picnic steps in and Wisniewski ready to throw. Rote standing on third. Wisniewski looks over and delivers. Inside for ball 1. No out triple for Rudy Rote. Almost home run, Connor.
Yeah, almost home run, and I'm guessing Chris Moore was going over to third base umpire John Sapphire, kind of asking, did you see it? Was it really a fair ball? And I have kind of a view. I know there's a pole block in your view, but I could see it. It looked like it hit right off the wall, right in fair territory. It might have hit the line, or it might have went green. But from my vantage point right here, it looked like it was a fair ball.
Wisniewski delivering 2 straight balls to Tanner Picnic. Picnic, the catcher for the Bobcats, stepping in, looking in to drive in another run for the Bobcats. And a 3rd straight ball, so Picnic has worked his way into a hitter's count. Connor, once again, the Bears bringing the infield in just a little bit.
They're only down 2-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Bring the infield in, kind of hurt them the last time, but you got to bring them in with only 1 runner on base. There's nobody out here.
And Wisniewski delivers a strike to bring the count full, 3-2. No out, bottom of the 5th. Bobcats, Tanner Picnic in particular, trying to raise that hit total on the day to 10. Wisniewski delivers the full count and gets Picnic swinging on the inside fastball. That'll set Picnic down and be the first out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Stepping up, number 1,
Now, Trevor Hafner will step up to the plate now for the Bobcats. Got a base hit in his last at bat, excuse me.
They're flied out to right field in his first at-bat, single. And his last one.
That pitch is delivered in. Hafner hits one into center. Helton backing up, makes the grab, but Rote will tag and score easily. So Hafner drives in the 3rd run for the Bobcats.
Trevor Hafner getting the job done there. Center fielder Helton was kind of in, had to run a long distance to go back and get that ball. And since that momentum is going all the way back, there was no chance that he would even get the ball in to the infield if he was going to try to throw it that hard. That would have been a tough play. Yeah, so Rudy Rote trots in there with the third run for Ohio.
Helton didn't even attempt to throw down Rote, as we see Evan Bourne step in, the right fielder for the Bobcats, and he'll swing through his first offering. 0-1 count now with 2 down. And another fundamentally scored run there by the Bobcats. We saw back in the 4th inning as Wisniewski delivers a ball on the inside and actually hits Evan Bourne. So as he takes the stroll over to first, going back on the fundamentally sound run, the Bobcats moving over a runner and then ended up scoring a runner. This time they had a runner on third, and Hafner just did simply what he had to do, put the ball in place and got the sacrifice fly.
As one of my favorite broadcasters would say, they're doing the fundies right. He doesn't say fundamentals, he says fundies. Keith Hernandez.
As Tony Nini steps in for the Bobcats. Got a base hit in his last at-bat, and he'll do the same as that gets through the hole between first and second. He'll jog over to first and move Bourne over to second. 11 hits now for the Bobcats. With 2 down, Bourne and Giannini trying to start their own personal 2-out rally. Giannini and Bourne now on first and second. Wysinski struggling out of the gate so far since he has entered this inning. Sebastian Fabic steps in the box for Ohio. The righty. Wisniewski delivers a first pitch ball. Once again, Wisniewski falling behind in counts, Connor, and I think he's just being too aggressive trying to get back into counts.
Yeah, he has to make sure. He's got to get that first strike over. You know, it's always tough trying to come back and get a hold of the count when you're behind. And if you do that a lot, kind of like right now, you know, it's tough to win the battle.
As the second offering to Fabic is low and outside, bouncing in. Nice stop there by Medina to keep both runners honest and on first and second. Bobcats, that was their 10th hit, so they're into double digits now on the day. And that increases their season total to 293, so 3 more, and they will have hit the 300 mark. Wisniewski, the 2-0, is fouled off by Fabic over to the right side. So Wisniewski will get a strike, 2-1 count. Fabic, 1 for 2 on the day, had a base hit back in his first at-bat.
Right now you can see the shadows are kind of going a little bit away. You got a couple pole shadows in there. Ball might go in and out.
Wisniewski delivers an inside ball, so hitters count for Sebastian Fabic. 3-1. And Connor, I don't know if you've noticed, but Bourne a little jumpy out there on second, even jumped to almost the halfway point in between second and third. Wisniewski, got to keep him honest if he doesn't want Bourne stealing. The 3-1 is fouled back by Fabic.
Well, Bourne, he's one of the Bobcats. He's 2 for 2 for stolen bases. So if he thinks he gets a moment and has an opportunity to take third base, only up 3-0 here, he might want to elect to do so.
Count is full, 2 down. Here in the bottom of the 5th, and strike 3 looking there by Wisniewski, so he gets out of a slight jam, but not before giving up a run here in the bottom of the 5th. Off a Rudy Rowe triple as he was drove in by Hafner. That's it here for the 5th inning. And tune back in as Helton, Clement, and Boggs do up for the Bears here on Ohio Bobcat TV. Baseball on Ohio Bobcats TV. Ready, set up for a 6th inning. Manis still on the mound for the Bobcats as he worked a perfect two-thirds inning. Connor, I think that was more strategic / trying to see what Manis has, as he faced 2 lefties in a row when he came in the game.
Well, this is their 4th home game of the season. And for Shawnee State being in the NAIA, not to discredit them or anything, but they haven't been having a tremendous season so far. So we're going to see a lot of the bullpen and see what these guys can do on the mound.
And something we mentioned early in our pregame is the hitting of Ohio, and so far that's exactly what they've gotten back to. 10 hits and 3 runs scored so far through 5 innings. They're doing exactly as we've getting back to winning ways. It could possibly help end the 3-game lose streak where the hitting wasn't exactly there. Manis is ready to start this 6th inning. His first pitch is low for a ball as Christian Helton looked at that ball to lead off the inning. Helton, the center fielder, 0 for 2 on the day, but did reach in his first at-bat. The 1-0 is delivered, and Helton swings through. Excellent sliding stopover by Giannini. Throws over to first. Will not get there in time. So Helton will reach and get a lead off. I believe that's going to be an infield single.
Well, it should be.
Excellent stop, though, by Giannini. I thought that was definitely going to be an easy base hit down the line. That could have stopped possibly an extra base hit.
Absolutely. Giannini did a nice job. Not only did he get a glove on it, but he was able to hold it. Made a strong throw over to first, but with the speed of Helton, not really a chance.
Seth Clement steps in for the Bears as Manis's first pitch to Clement is low and outside. Bounces in there. Nice stop by Picnic to hold Helton over there at first. Got to watch out for Helton on the base path, though. 8 of 9 on the season for stolen bases. 1-0. Manis's pitch is hit, fouled off line to the right side as it was in on Clement's hands. 1-1 count, top of the 6th inning. Manis checks over to first and now delivers. Helton's on the move. Picnic throws down. It will not be in time. So Helton's 9th stolen base of the season on 10 attempts comes right now as he moves over to second base. And Connor, that could be just the spark the Bears need here with no outs.
And not to correct you, but right now for Ohio, this is Nick Camarada on the mound.
Yeah, excuse me, Nick Camarada on the mound as his pitch is low and outside. Check swing by Clement did go around. So we have a 2-2 count. No outs. Helton over on second for the Bears. Clement looking to drive him in. Camarada delivers. Inside. Clement lofts it over to right field. Diving over is Bourne. He will unfortunately not get there, just outside the reach glove. And Connor just kind of laid there and looked back and said, really? All this effort for nothing? But got to love that.
It was a good effort. Almost made the catch. But had he made the catch, I believe Helton would have tagged and been on third base. So it kind of works out either way.
Still a 2-2 count for Clement.
You make a nice Sports Center catch out there, or you have a runner on third.
Yeah. Camarada looks over to second and now raises the leg and spins around, keeping Helton honest. And you have to, with the speed Helton has, got to make sure he's staying near the bag.
I'm keeping an eye on him over the last couple pitches. He kind of jumps over to third base like a little running start.
Camarada deals. Helton's on the move, and Clement is swinging, fouls it off behind and into the netting. Little hit and run, I think, due up there for the Bears.
Yeah, Helton just put his head down and started running.
So still sitting at a 2-2 count with no outs. Helton, the leadoff man, got to first and then stole his way to second base. Camrata looks in for the signal. Clement stands in the right side of the batter's box. Camrata's pitch inside, hit right up the middle there by Clement. That's going to be a base hit. Helton is held up at third. Garcia came up ready to fire. And did not have to try to gun Helton home. Or try to gun Helton down, excuse me. So runners on the corners for the Bears.
And for a team that's been struggling to score some runs, for Shawnee State, they're going to play it safe here. They got the runners at the corners, but now they're going to hope that Boggs can either get hopefully he can get Clement over to second base. It'd be nice if he can get a base hit for Shawnee State. But just anything to move the runners over, get them both in scoring position, and we'll see what he does.
Runners on the corners for the Bears. Camrata delivers a first pitch strike to J.T. Boggs, the first baseman, who is 0-1 on the day, hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. 0-1 count. No down still for Shawnee State. Camrata deals. Misses on the outside edge. It's going to be evened up at 1.
And a missed opportunity for Clement. He was kind of looking in at Picnic to see, all right, does he have the ball? And the ball was right underneath him. But then as soon as he couldn't find it, Clement knew he should have went.
1-1. Camrata delivers. And that's hit high by Boggs into right center field. Garcia tracking it down. He gets under it. Helton tagging at third. He'll jog home. And the Bears will get their first run of the day on the board off the J.T. Boggs sacrifice fly. Helton on some nice base running gets in for Shawnee State. The Bears only down 2 now, 3-1. In the top of the 6th with 1 down.
J.T. Boggs doing a job. You know, he didn't need to go for a home run. He knew all he had to do was get the ball in the air, get it deep, and that's what he did.
Murata delivers to Levi Jones, the right fielder. 0 for 2 on the day. Last time he had a runner on, grounded into a double play, so trying not to do the same here. As he pops this one up right side, will it stay and play territory? It does, and Rudy wrote on the nice ice cream looking catch. As that ball almost looked like the top of some ice cream coming out of an ice cream cone.
What a play by Rote, though. He's running behind him, has to look up, and then makes the over-the-shoulder catch, reaches out, and that's a tough play to make and a great play to make in foul territory.
2 down now as Murata settling down here as the Shawnee State Bears jumped on him early in this inning, but he is now retired 2 in a row. His first pitch to Chase Thurber. It's a strike. Clement still hanging out there on first base. Murata looks in, checks over at first. He'll deliver. This one hit high, right side of the field, popped up. Bourne camped under it and will catch it for the 3rd out of the top of the 6th inning. Not before Shawnee State grabs a run, and due up for the Bobcats is Funderburg, Levy, and Garcia. So we'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll have the bottom of the 6th here on Ohio Bobcat TV. Welcome back into Ohio Bobcat TV. Shawnee State gets a run in the top half of the inning, and the Bobcats ready to hit here in the bottom half of the inning. They'll face another new face in Zach Straley. His 7th appearance, and the other 6 he actually started with a win-loss record of 2-3, 7.23 ERA in 23.2 innings of work. Bobcats looking to get that run back. They'll have Funderburg, Levy, and Garcia due up. Traben Funderburg, the switch hitter, 1 for 2 on the day. Grounded out in his first at-bat and doubled in his last. Connor, still a lot of baseball to be played. 3.5 innings worth. How important is it for the Bobcats to try to get that run back that they just gave up at the top half of the inning?
Well, you always want to fire back. No matter what it is or what situation is, if you give up 1 run, you try to get 2. If you give up 2 runs, you get 3. No matter what it is, you want to come back and fire back and get yourself back on the board.
Zach Straley, the right-hander, a freshman out of Uniontown, Ohio. His first pitch in for a strike on number 25, Funderburg. Straley, product of Lake High School. His second pitch is high, and Funderburg decided well too late that he did not want to swing at it. Check swing for a strike, 0-2 count. Straley ahead of Funderburg early in this at-bat. The 0-2. Well high over the head of Funderburg. The first ball of this at-bat.
Funderburg in 14 at-bats this season. Only has 2 hits, one of them coming today. Struck out 8 times. Does have a double.
And Straley will miss inside and low. The ball will get by Medina and roll to the backstop. Count even at 2. No outs. Both teams looking to end losing streaks. The Bobcats currently on a 3-game losing streak, and the Shawnee State Bears on a 6-game losing streak, losing 11 of their last 12. So both teams trying to get back in the win column. The 2-2 misses inside once again. So Funderburg, after falling down 0-2, works his way back to a full count.
It was a devastating loss over the weekend to Toledo. They dropped 2 out of 3. Ohio is currently sitting around 6th right now in the conference.
The 3-2 pitch. Funderburg will head down looking as Straley makes work of Funderburg in his first at-bat faced. So the leadoff hitter, Aaron Levy, stepping into the plate, also designated hitter.
Well, if you take a look at the MAC conference right now, I know this is interconference, but Miami's leading with the record of 6-3. Kent State also tied for first at 6-3. Eastern Michigan 5-4. Central Michigan 5-4. Toledo 5-4. And Ohio is 4-5 in 6th place. So while the conference is not out of hand yet, all are kind of bunched in there. You got to think Ohio wants to get back to winning as soon as they can.
As Levy swung and missed at the first pitch and then fouls off the second pitch to fall 0-2. Once again, Straley. His first 2 batters now, starting them off 0-2. Now he did get Funderburg to strike out, but he'll try to, I'm sure, do it a little quicker this time against Levy. And Levy going to have to buckle down. 0-2. Straley winds and fires. It's high. And the home plate umpire, Bryce McCullough, said he went 2 straight strikeouts for Zach Straley. Bobcats now looking at 2 down in the bottom of the 6th.
Straley looks like he's really coming in with some heat. Giving the Bobcats not a lot of time to adjust. I know we don't have a radar gun, but he's coming in there hot.
As Straley misses for the first time in a first pitch to a batter. 1-0 count here with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. Straley with 20 strikeouts coming into this game, now with 22. Delivers the 1-0. Low and inside to Devin Garcia. 1 for 3 on the day. got a hit in his first at-bat. Batting .256 on the year now with a .340 on-base percentage. And fairly high for the Bobcats' usual leadoff man, batting second today. As Straley misses once again and will fall 3-0 to Devin Garcia.
Well, I know we mentioned the MAC Conference and their standings. We'll take a look at the NAIA Mid-South Conference. It's Cumberland's at 7-0 from Kentucky. Campbellsville at 5-2. Cumberland from Tennessee at 6-3. Lindsey Wilson 7-4. Pikeville 2-8, and then Shawnee State down in the basement at 1-10.
As Garcia looked at the first pitch for a strike, and this pitch now is down and low for a ball. So Devin Garcia draws a walk here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Rudy Rote, who last time hit a big triple, almost home run down the left field line. And now with the runner on first, will look to keep his hot batting. Rote extended his hit streak to 14 in his last at-bat. And the first pitch to Rote is low and inside, bounces in. Garcia with a bit big of a lead, so Medina will step up and look him away and back to first.
Well, Rote suffered an offer last night against Ohio State. His longest of the season was at 13. And looking to start a new streak today.
Has started a new streak today.
Yes, he has. Looking to start a longer streak starting today. How about that?
There we go. Yep. So that means he's hit in 14 out of the last 15 and now 1 in a row. We apologize for that. 1-1 count. Rote fouled last pitch off. 2 down for the Bobcats. Garcia over at first. Straley delivers. Low and inside, and Garcia's running. Medina fires down, but not in time. As Garcia dives in safely to move over for the Bobcats.
Back to Rudy Rote. Regardless, he is a great hitter.
Now Rote's average now back up to .358 on the season, .452 on base percentage, and a .610 slugging percentage. With runners on base and in scoring position, Connor batting .316. So has the opportunity right now. As the 2-1 misses high and outside. 3-1. Hitters count here for Rudy Rote. And with 2 outs, Rote is batting .262. So very efficient no matter what part of the game you throw him in. 3-1. 2 down for the Bobcats. Rote standing in there, the lefty, facing Straley, the righty. Pitch is delivered. Rote laces one into right field for a base hit. Garcia around third, sprinting home. He'll make it there quite in time. The throw home was high and will go to the backstop. Straley will pick it up, and Rote will run over to second. So the Bobcats tack on yet another run. 4-1 is your tally right now.
And there's that bounce back that we were talking about.
Stepping in for the Bobcats.
Shawnee State scored 1. Ohio comes back and scores another.
Bobcats now up to 11 hits. 2 more and they'll be at 300, Connor. And an unfortunate error as we see a mound visit right now. First Shawnee State, really an opportunity to looking like they were going to start some momentum, scoring the run the top half of this inning. And a real errant throw there by Jones.
Jones was looking to have a strong throw, try to get the runner at home, but he really didn't have a chance to get him in. Unfortunately for Shawnee State, Rudy Rote was now able to take second base, and now the Bobcats have another runner in scoring position. But going back, you're saying they were 2 hits away from reaching 300. The Bobcats lead the MAC with hits. No other team has more than them.
Yeah, very impressive for the Bobcats, and they're showing off why they're a 500 team right now. Really not super strong pitching, but those bats, when they come out, man, Bobcats are a tough team to beat. As Tanner Picnic steps in, 2 for 3 on the day. Rote over at second now. And Straley delivers a high off-speed pitch for ball one.
And for the Bobcats, as of yesterday, they had a team ERA of 4.10, which was actually good for the lead in the MAC. However, it's those errors, the fielding, and the timely hitting is what they're missing.
And Picnic swings on a deep one to left center field. That is off the wall, and the gap between center and left. He'll jog in for a double, and Rudy Rote will come around to score. So the Bobcats on back-to-back at-bats get a run to score to take the lead 5-1 here in the bottom of the sixth.
As I say, they lack timely hitting. Picnic comes up big. He drives this one all the way out to the 380 mark in left center field. Again, just missing that home run. Home runs are where they also excel. They are at 28 this season, which is also good for the top of the MAC.
So 5-1 now, just as there's a thought that Shawnee State may be starting to creep back into this one. The Bobcats have responded so far with 2 runs and now have Picnic sitting on second with 2 down. Trevor Hafner steps in to the batter's box. He's 2 for 3 on the day. The shortstop. Straley's first pitch, once again, starts off speed, Connor. He'll miss high, just as he did in the last batter.
He missed high with that off speed last time. Then he came back with the fastball, and Picnic drove it all the way down into the left center field gap. We'll see what he comes back with this time.
Straley looks over at Picnic on second, delivers the 1-0. Just missed that one. 2-0 to Trevor Hafner. Hafner batting .366 with runners in scoring position. Straley, the 2-0. Looks over and delivers. Misses inside on a fastball. Straley came in definitely to this game in this inning on fire, striking out the first 2 batters. But then after that, it's been kind of downhill.
Kind of lost his control right now.
A 3-0 count. Straley to Hafner. Will miss inside, bounces in, and Hafner will take his base.
Little Olay from Medina.
So 2 down and 2 on. We will have
Number 9, Evan Bourne.
Evan Bourne step to the plate, the lefty. 2 on, 2 out for the Bobcats. Bourne looking to possibly drive in another run for Ohio to get Shawnee State out of the 1 at-bat comeback range. First pitch to Bourne is a strike on the outside corner. That sun officially dipped down, and the field is now all shaded here at Bob Wren Stadium in Athens, Ohio. Straley's 0-2. Big bender. Bends too far inside, though, 1-1.
I know you mentioned Shawnee State is a grand slam away of tying the game. Ohio looking to make sure that doesn't happen. But Shawnee State not really known for the long ball, only 3 home runs.
And the 1-1, another big bender from Straley, will end up inside. So 2-1 count to Bourne. As Hafner and Picnic still the runners out there for the Bobcats. 2-1 count, 2 down. Straley delivers, and Bourne swings right to the first baseman Boggs, who fields it and does the work himself to end the 6th inning. The Bobcats get 2 runs back here against Shawnee State.
2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error.
5-1 is your score. Bobcats over the Bears. We'll be right back on Ohio Bobcat TV.
Number 6, Chase Harris.
Welcome back into Ohio Bobcat TV. Your score sits 5-1, Ohio over Shawnee State. This is Brad Walker, and I'm going to toss it back over to my good friend Connor Mills sitting next to me here in the booth.
All right, thank you, Brad. Right now on the mound, a little pitching change for Ohio. It's Chance Harris. He's 0-1 on the season, an ERA of 7.94 and 5 2/3 innings pitched. He last appeared in the game on March 16th against NC State. They lost 8-1. In that game, he went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, wasn't earned, but gave up 2 walks. We'll see how he fares here as we are entering into the top of the 7th. Coming up to the plate is Gerhold. Gerhold 0 for 2 today. Ground ball over to first base and struck out. First pitch from Harris is fouled straight back over the stadium. It's 0-1.
Shawnee State giving up a few runs in that last inning. Definitely got out of a little bit of a jam with 2 outs on first and second.
Low ball there. 1-1.
It's the 5th pitcher for the Bobcats. They use 7.
This one is lined out into left field. Fabic moving back, makes the catch. 1 down.
For that last play, Connor mentioning that is Ohio's 5th pitcher of the evening. They used 7 the last time they played Shawnee State, so definitely on pace to do similar things tonight.
Last time Ohio faced Shawnee State was in 2017, March 16th. They defeated them 9-1. And then the only other time Ohio has faced them was back in 2009. That was on April 8th, and Ohio also defeated the Bears 8-3. First pitch in to Calvin. Too far inside. And that's Burton, number 28. He lines a single into right field. Bohr misses the cutoff, but that's all right. Hafner has it at second, and Shawnee State has a base runner. Only their 3rd hit. Scratch that, make it their 4th hit of the evening.
This is Broton's 17th game he's appeared in. He's made 4 starts on the year, batting .222 for that last hit.
Now the plate is the catcher, Medina. He lines this one over to the left field side, out of play. The count is 0-1. Medina, the first 2 at-bats, grounded out to first, and then he grounded out to the pitcher. Harris checked the runner over there at first, and Burton. Fastball's outside, evens the count at 1-1. It was a nice day today. Temperatures around the 60s, but as the sun goes down, it gets a little bit cooler as the windows are open here in the press box.
Yeah, we are in a nice little confined area, though, Connor, so still pretty nice and warm for us, but it seems as if a lot of more fans are putting on some jackets, blankets. Try to stay warm here.
But it has been a nice change of pace from all the cold weather and snow. I believe it snow on Monday, right?
Yes, sir. A lot of bipolar weather here in Ohio. Doesn't matter really what part you're in. You're going to experience a lot of changes.
So Chase Harris falls behind on Medina, and he loses him. Second walk given up by the Bobcats in this game.
Stepping up to the plate, number 5, Blake Marshall.
So here we are, top of the 7th. Runners on first and second. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change as Harris comes in, faces 3 batters, retires 1. And it's just like SC Upstate.
Connor, I believe this is just going to be a mound visit. Seems as if Harris is going to stay out there. We got double barrel action in the bullpen, 2 righties.
I noticed the action in the bullpen. I didn't know if they were going to bring in the runner or not.
I do agree with you. There was a coach or player in a warm-up jacket that jogged over to the bullpen to make it seem as if he was ready to signal someone in, but Harris is going to stay out there.
Right now, he is following that line from that March 16th. So far, only 1 batter retired here in the top of the 7th. Ohio leading Shawnee State 5-1. So Medina at first, Burton at second. Marshall at the plate grounds this one over to second baseman Funderburg. Can't handle it, and everybody's safe. An error by Funderburg, and the bases are loaded.
Tough break for the Bobcats, as that's going to drop them to their 2nd error of the game now. Funderburg just a fairly routine, little tough moving over his left, trying to front hand that. Just bobbled with it. Unfortunately, now we're going to see bases loaded with 1 down for the Bears, and this is their opportunity to bounce it back.
And again, Funderburg not one of the regulars out there, but first pitch is grounded foul over towards the third baseline.
Now with 1 swing of the bat, Connor, we could see a tie ball game.
Well, going back to Traven Funderburg, he has appeared in 7 games but only started 4. So you can see why there would be a little toughness out there getting adjusted. This one's lined into left center field. Fabic running back, dives, and he makes the catch. Burton tags at third, but what a play by Fabic.
Bravo to Sebastian Fabic there.
Fabic has only started in 3 games. Those are the only 2 guys who really haven't played all that much. So where Trapen Funderburg might have struggled a little bit, Sebastian Fabic picked him up with an amazing diving play out there right into the left center field gap. Shawnee State does score a run on the sac fly. Burton comes home to score. And runners are at the corners for Shawnee State. But wow, what a play for Sebastian Fabic. Chase Harris from the stretch fires in high. Count is 1-0.
Well, amongst all the amazement of that catch, the Bears do get a run back here. Fortunately, it's off a sac fly.
And the second pitch misses low, fastball. Clement, again, one of those freshman stars and up-and-comers from Shawnee State. Being patient in the box with 2 down here in the top of the 7th. He takes this fastball from Harris in for a called strike. It's 2-1.
Speaking of guys making an impact, Broughton steps in for the Bears and gets a nice little base hit and then heads all the way around and scores.
This pitch missed inside, 3-1. So with runners at the corners here, count 3-1, 2 outs. 3-2. So the runners will be in motion here. 3-2, 2 outs in the top of the 7th. 1 runner's in for Shawnee State as they're looking to claw their way back up. Ohio still leads 5-2. And a little dribbler over here. Tony Giannini gets it, fires it over to first. Side retired. So Chance Harris gives up 1 run, but is able to stay in the game, get all 3 outs, but not before Shawnee State scores 1. Be sure to stay tuned to Ohio Bobcat TV as we're going into the bottom of the 7th.
On the mound for the Bears, number 23, James West. At third, number 9, Danny McGuire. Stepping in for your Bobcats.
So we got 2 changes here. Let's start off with the pitcher. It's number 23, senior right-hander Jamie West from Englewood, Ohio. Listed here as 6'2", 235 pounds. Another change is over at third base. That is McGuire. Danny McGuire, a freshman, over there at third. We'll keep an eye on and see how he will handle the hot corner. Giannini at the plate. Grounds this one over to third. Past the diving McGuire. Into left field. That's another hit for Tony Giannini.
Nice effort there over at third by McGuire now, just outside of his outstretched glove.
Sebastian Fabic.
Now here comes Fabic, the left fielder, who just made an outstanding play in the top half of the inning, saving a couple runs, no doubt about that. He grounds this one over to third base too, and this one is foul. Just foul, as it was close over there on the third base side. Fabic earlier on in the game was first pitch swinging, had a base hit, was the first hit of the game. Has a season average right now at 273. Tony Giannini over on first, and Jamie West on the mound. He fires in. Fabic with a pop fly over out. Jones makes a catch. Giannini needs to come all the way back so he doesn't get doubled up. He makes it back safely. There's one down here in the bottom of the 7th.
Oh, Connor, that was close. I thought we might have had a chance to see our 29th home run of the season. And with that hit by Giannini, that gives Ohio 300 hits on the year, Connor. So definitely a nice accomplishment for the Bobcats.
It's a nice even number. It's one down here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch into Funderburg. It's a called strike. From the set, he fires. Nice pickup from McGuire over to first base. That's a 5-4-3 double play. Ohio unable to get anything ready there. One hit, no runs, no errors, as Shawnee State is coming up to bat here in the top of the 8th. Stay tuned to Ohio Bobcat TV. Welcome back into the broadcast, everybody. Once again, I'm Connor Mills alongside Brad Walker. In other Bobcat action today, Ohio softball beat Kent State by a score of 22-7. In that game, they set the MAC record for 6 home runs in a single game and also have the second all-time runs with 22 in a game as well. It's a big win for Ohio softball, as there's another pitching change for the Bobcats here. Michael Klein takes the mound. Season ERA of 4.34. And over the season, some of his pitching stats, he's 3-0 in 29 innings pitched. He's allowed 32 hits, 15 runs, 14 earned, and has more strikeouts and walks, 16-14, but has given up 7 doubles. It's been successful so far in keeping all opposing batters in the park, hasn't given up a home run yet. And he will face JT Boggs.
Connor mentioning that Ohio is up to 300 hits, and with just a little less than half the season to go, they're going to have to put in a lot of work because the all-time team hits record for the Bobcats is 665. That was set 10 years ago, in 2008, in case anyone was wondering out there.
JT Boggs steps into the plate. First batter Michael Klein will face. Here we are in the top of the 8th. First pitch, swing and a miss from Boggs. Count is 0-1. Working quick is Klein. He misses low. Evens it up, and it looks like it was a little cross-up. Picnic was looking for something different. Didn't get it. Went out to talk to his pitcher.
Yeah, Picnic doing the smart thing here. Even if he had a slight question of any communication issues with his pitcher, going out and talking to him now just after 2 pitches thrown.
Now that we got the signs all squared away, Klein from the windup. Fires in. This one's fouled back from Boggs. Klein's ahead 1-2.
Sixth pitcher for Ohio. Once again, one away from having as many pitchers as they did in last year's contest against Shawnee State.
This pitch will miss. Evens up the count, 2-2. Fires in. Foul ball all the way down the third base line and out of the park.
Almost headed towards the factory over on the well left side here in Athens.
I believe that's where Motor Pool is.
Yes.
Rent a couple cars from there. We'll do it again. Swing and a miss. He got him. As Picnic needs to throw to first. One batter, one strikeout for Klein.
And some free food for a lucky Bobcat fan.
Gotta feel good for Klein. Steps in this game. First batter gets him striking out, swinging, showing that his stuff is tricky
Stepping in, number 14.
to hit.
Jones.
Levy Jones stepping up into the plate. Jones is 0-3 today. Grounded out into a double play, and now he has his first hit as this one finds a hole. Popular area over there. And now Jones is on first with the single.
Stepping up for the Bears, number 8.
Connor, you mentioned that's a popular area. We have seen both sides really getting most of their hits in between the shortstop and third baseman.
Klein going from the stretch. Looking in at Picnic. Steps off. He wants to see it again. Jones not with a big lead over at first. First pitch from the stretch is in there for a called strike. Not a big lead again from Jones. Klein sets, deals. This one is lined over a diving Giannini. This one finds left field. Fabic not so gracefully gets this one in. Of course, nothing will be as graceful as that diving play. Bobbles it a little bit, but the ball is in at third.
JT Jones actually, when rounding second and trying to come back, sort of slipped, and fell right on his bottom. So if Fabic didn't quite muffle it, there could have been an opportunity to throw him out, but luckily for Jones. And slowly we see now Shawnee State's hitting numbers go up to 6 hits, and they've only left 6 runners on base. So when runners are there, the Bears are definitely capitalizing a little better, whereas Ohio has left 22 on base.
Well, 2 hits here right down the top of the 8th. Runners on first and second against Klein. There's 1 down. Fires into Picnic, and that's a called strike. I have a pinch hitter, McGuire. Danny McGuire, batting .323 this season, on base percentage of .419. As Klein quickly gets ahead of him, 0-2. Danny McGuire from Cleveland, Ohio. Has 7 runs, 5 RBIs. Nice and even walk and strikeout. Tied at 11. And also has 3 stolen bases to his name. He'll take this one outside. Counts now at 1-2.
Connor's friends back in high school where he attended St. Edward's called him D-Mac. Former hockey player there as well.
After watching line drive into left center field, that will fall for a base hit. In comes Jones to score. He will score without a throw. And McGuire comes in with a pinch hit opportunity, comes through for Shawnee State, narrows the Ohio Bobcat lead. It's 5-3 Ohio. McGuire in there doing a job, coming in cold off the bench, coming up big for Shawnee State with the base hit. Now here comes another pinch hitter who pinch hit last inning, got the base hit, kind of start the rally going for Shawnee State, get some momentum swinging their way. That's Cameron Burrington. First pitch he sees, he'll watch go by for a strike. Looks like he hit the outside high corner strike.
Yeah, nice pitch there, Klein.
Michael Klein struggling here in this inning. Fires in, gets ahead of Burrington. It's 0-2.
Klein, a former Cornhusker, pitching in this one. Spent his 2014 campaign in Nebraska territory.
Well, the lights are on and shining bright as Burton gets this one over to Hafner. He takes it himself, fires over to first, side retired. So while Klein faces some struggles here, he allows 3 hits, 1 run. He strands 2 on base as the Bobcats still lead Shawnee State 5-3. You're listening to Ohio Bobcat TV. Shawnee State, with 2 hits, was able to plate across a run. Score is now 5-3. Ohio's still leading, but their lead is shrinking. New pitcher on for the Bears. This one will be number 12, Jesse James, a senior right-hander.
Number 30, Aaron Levy.
And we're going to start at the top of the lineup for Ohio. Aaron Levy, Devin Garcia, and Rudy Rote due up in this inning.
Bobcats, this is the time to try to put some more pressure as Shawnee State's creeping back in. This is the time to give it to a halt as they have the top of the lineup up.
Aaron Levy watches the first strike move on by. Bobcats are out hitting the Bears 13-7. As Levy takes it high. 1-1. This one's high from James as well. Count is now 2-1. Aaron Levy 1 for 4 today. Fights this one off. That evens the count at 2-2. 2 strikeouts for Levy. Reached base on an error from the third baseman. And then singled in a run. Gets hit by the pitch from James, and the Bobcats have a runner on first. Devin Garcia moving on up into the plate. He's 1 for 3 today, led off with a single.
Last hit by pitch is James's 6th of the season, only his 6th batter hit.
Garcia now at 256 on the season. So we have Aaron Levy at first. Devin Garcia at the plate. Rudy Rote on deck. Garcia fouls back the first pitch he sees.
I've got to say, credit Shawnee State. They most likely went home last night after their game, about a 4.5-hour trek, and then had to turn around and come back up here into Athens. And
Garcia takes that one outside. It's 1-1.
And showing up about 40 minutes to the game. Took them a bit to get going, but once they did, they're certainly right in this game. And as long as they hold Ohio to what they would like is no runs here in the bottom half of this inning, they definitely have a chance to win in the top of the 9th.
Garcia will take that one high and inside. Count is in favor of him. 2-1. James from the stretch. Levy running on this one, straight steal, and he is in there right ahead of the play. Safe as the call. Aaron Levy with his 2nd stolen base of the season.
Levy with a nice jump there and sliding in, which nowadays seems to be a rarity, feet first into second.
What's nice that I've seen, you slide in feet first and you kind of pop up. That way you stay on the bag the whole way through. James into Badina. That one's too high. 3-2 is the count.
Devin Garcia, 233 on the season with runners in scoring position.
And the pitch, swing and a miss. James got him. So that's how the Bobcats will get their first out. Here on the bottom of the 8th, runner in scoring position, that is Levy. And up comes to the plate is the most dangerous hitter in all of the MAC, Rudy Rote.
Yeah, Jesse James definitely got to be a little nervous. He knew he was going to have to face Rudy Rote, but he would have liked to have done it with no runners on base, as Rote definitely the hottest and better than terms than not, best hitter on this Bobcat team.
First pitch to Rote, he misses low and inside. Rote today popped out to third base, grounded out to first base. Then he had a triple off the wall, almost got all of the 340 here at Bomb Red Stadium, and then had a single to get his RBI. Pitch to Rote. He takes this one. Looked to be a little high. Count is 2-0.
Nice tradition the Bobcats do. Every time Rudy heads up to the plate, they start chanting Rudy, much like the movie. Rudy, Rudy. Every time Mr. Rote steps up to the plate.
And he deserves those chants. This one's straight down the plate. Taken all the way. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two ones a count. And the pitch. Swinging a drive, back deep. Not towards the warning track, a little bit closer. That's a fly out to right field. Levy is going to tag. He moves over to third. Rudy Rote gets him over to third base. But now the Bobcats face 2 outs. I was getting a little bit too excited there. I thought he got a little bit of a better piece, but got too much under it.
Yeah, it was a little strange because right where it seemed like he hit the ball and right when it came off the bat, it seemed like it was going to soar a little more, but almost just didn't have as much juice as we expected. But Rote does do his job, gets the runner over, and now we have a runner on third for who's been arguably one of the hottest bats today, Tanner Picnic.
Picnic 3 for 4. He singled in the first, singled in the third, struck out in the fifth, and then had a double in the sixth. So the catcher, Tanner Picnic, comes up to the plate with a runner on third. And now Shawnee State's coach wants to go out and talk it over.
Indeed, there's supposed to be a mound visitors. No one warming up in the pen for the Bears. And just to take a break here to realize the significance of this at bat. 2 down as the Bears have retired 2, in the top half of this inning. Bottom half, And only down 2. They definitely need this out, Connor.
Absolutely. If Shawnee State wants to stay in this game and snap their 6-game losing streak, they want to get the hottest hitter right now on the Bobcats, and that's Tanner Picnic. Picnic now has his season batting average at .337. On base, almost 400. 2 away at .398. And our nice slugging percentage of .551. First pitch to Picnic is low and outside. Also of note for Tanner here, with runners in scoring position, he is batting .379, and with 2 outs, .342. As he looks that one away as well. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, runner on third for Ohio. Levy the runner at third, Tanner Picnic at the plate. Pitch is foul tipped into Medina's mitt. Brings a count to 2-1.
James rearing back to get that cheddar past Picnic.
And here comes a pitch. Swing and a miss from Picnic. After 2 pitches, he evens the count. That's 2-2. A lot of 2s on the scoreboard out there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. just gets a foul tip from Picnic. James is looking to go through this inning untouched. Jesse James from the windup. Fires in, and this is a foul ball. We're going to have to do it again. Count remains at 2-2.
Good at bat here for Picnic. Fighting off pitches when needed. And Jesse James pitching well.
Picnic focusing up. Gets ready, the pitch, and that's outside. That brings the count to full. 3-2, 2 outs. Don't expect Levy to be going very far. He's on third. Jesse James starting the windup. Pitches in, and this is a laser down the third base line. Foul ball. Picnic will step up in there and do it again.
Third base coach for Ohio had to duck and almost got hit. Some quick matrix looking move there on that one to avoid.
That's why they make them wear the helmets out there.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have their own gloves. This one is a fly ball, foul, and will go out of the stadium. Hits the concrete east of the first base line.
Bench of the Bobcats getting into it. Starting to get a little rowdy over there, trying to urge Tanner Picnic on here in this long at-bat.
Picnic's been fighting off a couple foul balls, putting together a nice at-bat. And we're ready. Swing and a miss. James got him swinging. So Jesse James, after allowing the runner Aaron Levy to get to third base, comes out unscathed. The Bobcats had no hits as Levy reached base by hit by pitch. So no hits, no runs, no errors. Here in the bottom of the eighth, we're moving on to the top of the ninth. You're listening to Ohio Bobcat TV. Here's another save opportunity for Ohio's all-time saves leader. Jake Rowan, the redshirt senior, is on the mound looking for his save. Over the season, he has 5 already. Holds the record for Ohio with 27.
Stepping into the Bears, number 26, Joseph Campos.
Also coming in, a catching change Replacing Picnic is freshman Dan McCulley. First pitch from Roan is fouled off behind the first base dugout. Roan working ahead, it's 0-1. Bobcats looking to get back to their winning ways as they've dropped the last 3. And Joseph Campos is on for the Bears. Campos this season is batting .270, on base percentage of .343, and Roan hits him. It's a painful way to get the first base runner for the Bears, but they'll take any way they can get, as now they have the leadoff man on base.
Yeah, and this brings the tying run to the plate for Shawnee, and that's not the way Rowan wants to start. The all-time saves leader, as you mentioned, for Ohio. The veteran out there.
In his last game, Jake Rowan, he last pitched against Toledo on April 7th. That's when the Bobcats lost 3-2. First pitch in to Marshall is too low. That's a ball. Back to Rowan. So he was the losing pitcher on record against Toledo. Went 1 1/3 innings pitched, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, both were earned. As he misses there, count is 2-0. So allowed 2 earned runs, had a strikeout but gave up a home run. Something he hopes not to do here. But first he has to find the strike zone as he's fallen behind on Marshall. Count is set at 3-0. We're here in the top of the 9th. Bobcats leading 5-3. Ohio calls upon their all-time saves leader, who throws 4 straight pitches, all balls. And now McCulley's going to come out and have a talk. Giannini will join him out on the middle of the mound.
Jake Rowan, the preseason third-team All-American, unfortunately not living up to that standard here tonight based off the first 2 batters. They're going to keep him in there, though, but we do see a bit of some action over there in the Bobcat bullpen.
Yeah, with the tarp, it's kind of hard to see who's there. But somebody's out there. There is some action out in the Bobcat bullpen.
Right-handed relief out there warming up for the Bobcats. And mentioned earlier about the Bobcat bench getting a little rowdy earlier. It seems as if Shawnee State, every guy over there in their dugout is standing at the top layer, trying to will their team to a win, in which, if you look at the numbers and stats, it seemed as if they were definitely the big underdog.
Absolutely. NAIA going against NCAA, both teams Division I. Ohio in the middle of the pack in the MAC, and Shawnee State at the bottom. Stepping up to the plate, Christian Helton. The Bears are now at the top of their lineup. Rowan making sure Campos does not stray too far from second. As Helton lays down a beautiful bunt up the first baseline, Rowan's going to have to hurry to get him, and the call is out. So 1 down, but Helton does a job. Runners are now in scoring position at second and third. Campos and Marshall move over. A tremendous job by Christian Helton.
And now the Bears have the tying runner on second now. So especially with the heart of their order coming up, Helton doing his job. Beautifully executed bunt right down the right side line, and almost with his speed beat it out.
And again, one of the better hitters, Seth Clement, grounds this one up to Giannini. Giannini looks back. Marshall fires over to first in time to get the out, but run 1 will score. Campos comes in to score. It's an RBI ground out for Clement, and the Bears are 1 run away from tying the Bobcats here in the top of the 9th inning.
Bears down to their final out, though. But they do have the favorable matchup as Boggs, the lefty, going against Rowan, the righty.
2 down, top of the ninth. Jake Rowan already with 1 run allowed in this inning, but he has 2 outs. Fires in. This one's good for a strike. So after a walk and hit by pitch, 1 run is in for Shawnee State. Bobcats still leading 5-4. JT Boggs at the plate. And the Bears are down to their final strike.
Boggs has looked at 2 in a row, so he's definitely going to have to pull the trigger now to protect. Down to their final strike.
Rowan making sure he has the correct pitch, fires in, and outside. 1-2, 2 outs, top of the ninth. Ohio is 1 strike away from winning this game and snapping their 3-game losing streak. Rowan with 5 saves this season. And this is a line drive into center field. Garcia moving back. That's over his head. And this ball game is tied. JT Boggs comes up big for Shawnee State. And that's a blown save for Jake Rowan.
Wow. Rowan, the big veteran, does not scare JT Boggs one bit as he lines an absolute blast over Devin Garcia's head to get the stand-up double. Wow, I'm in shock, Connor.
It's an unbelievable turn of events. Like you said, they are the heavy underdogs coming into today's game, and now there's going to be a pinch runner as 38 is coming out there. We'll check on a number. That is Anthony Nichols going out to pinch run for JT Boggs. Boggs coming up huge for Shawnee State as he has tied this game in the top of the ninth. 2 runs in the inning. Both were earned. 1 walk and a hit by pitch and a double from Boggs as Rowan finds a strike zone there for the strike.
And the Bears are playing like a team that is definitely like an underdog. Never counted themselves out. All 5 of their runs coming past the 6th inning.
And this is a line drive out into right field. That'll fall for a base hit. Runner's coming around. He kind of stumbles a little bit, but does not. And now the ball gets back. It's all the way to its backstop. So Jones, who is on with the single, advances to second base. Nichols does not score. He stays at third as Shawnee State plays it safe. And now there are runners on second and third. 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. A blown save for Jake Rowan, and he is looking to get out of this inning any way he can.
Yeah, we still see a pitcher warming up for the Bobcats. Rowan, though, the big vet, somehow has to hone down and get this final out in any way possible with runners on second and third.
One of the best bats in the lineup is at the plate right now, Levy Jones. First pitch to him is a called strike. So Rowan, after blowing the save on April 7th against Toledo, comes in against Shawnee State. He blows the save again here in the top of the ninth. So far in the inning, 2 runs, 2 hits. An error was advancing Jones all the way to second base. And Shawnee State is tied with the Bobcats. Ground ball over to Giannini. Giannini fields it, fires over to first, picked by Rote, and finally, the top of the ninth is over. So a blown save for Jake Rowan as the Bobcats look to come up in the bottom of the ninth. There were 2 runs, 2 hits, an error, and 2 runners left on base, but Shawnee State comes back and ties this game here in the top of the ninth. You're watching Ohio Bobcat TV. So an amazing rally in the top of the ninth. The Bobcats and Shawnee State are tied here, entering the bottom of the ninth. First pitch is coming into Hafner. That's a ball. Hafner 1 for 2 in the game. Flat out to right. Pop this one up. That's fouled all the way back. Hits the roof of the press box.
You know, Connor, very impressive here for the Bears. They lost a heartbreaker last night, 5-4. You would think that would almost suck the wind out of them, but it certainly didn't.
Hafner's swing and a miss. Really wanted to get a hold of that one, but came up empty. Count is now 1-2.
Especially since that game was on the road last night, so they had to travel home with that.
Foul tips this one and stays alive. And a defensive change for the Bears. Casey Wright, number 25, a junior, is out there playing first base. As the count is 1-2. Make it 2-2. Two and two to Hafner. Swing and a miss, but ball gets all the way back to the backstop. It'll be a strikeout, but he's going to be safe on first as the Bobcats get their leadoff hitter on.
Connor, the new catcher in there, Thurber, as Medina was taken out for a pinch hitter, Thurber is now the defensive replacement. And you can see now they're almost missing their starting catcher as that strike gets through. And now the Bobcats have the game-winning run, sitting at first base.
Now it's going to be their job to get him over and get him in. Bobcats 5 runs, 13 hits, but 3 errors. The Bears 5 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors here in the bottom of the ninth. First pitch in is a bunt. James is going to have to hurry. He does. Gets the out over at first. So Bourne does his job, moving the runner over. And now it's going to be up to Tony Giannini, as it is his job to hit him in.
Giannini, even though he's been hot tonight and runners in scoring position on the season, he has only a .093 average. So he'll look to do a lot better than that to try to bring home a win.
Trevor Hafner on second. First pitch into Giannini is a called strike on the outside corner. Jesse James is able to get through the bottom of the 8th unscathed with the runner on third. He will have to do it again with the runner in scoring position as he misses high, even the count 1-1. So Bourne does his job, bunts the runner over Hafner to second base to get him into scoring position. Giannini at the plate. And Jesse James for the Bears on the mound. He misses on the inside, almost hits him. Giannini in control now, 2-1. James so far today, 1 1/3 innings pitched, hasn't allowed a run, and has 3 strikeouts. This is a pop fly, but it will go out of play, hits the concrete behind the third base dugout. There are now 2 strikes on Giannini.
Connor, you'll notice in the on-deck circle a pinch hitter is ready to be used, and Ryan Sargent, the redshirt sophomore, so he'll be up next instead of Fabic.
James sets, fires, and it's a pop fly, middle infield. And it's fair. Giannini is able to find a hole not too far from where he was. A high pop fly. Wright came all the way over to first. It was probably Thurber's ball, but Thurber kind of just watched it. Wright came all the way over from first, dove, couldn't make the play, and now there are runners on first and second for the Bobcats.
You know, Connor, it almost seemed as if James or Thurber could have made that play very simply. Unless Wright called him off immediately, he sprinted in and had to full-out dive for that ball as James and Thurber just kind of stood and watched. Interesting play, and that could come to bite the Bears.
Well, now Sargent is at the plate. Sargent batting .262 this season, comes in with a tall task, trying to get in an RBI. Hafner's on second, Giannini on first. And going back to that play, Brad, there were three options there. One, James could have caught it, but it's unusual for a pitcher to come in and make that play. Next was Thurber, and although he kind of just came in to catch, I assume he knows the catching position. As this ball is high, count is now 2-0. So all he had to do was throw off the mask, put his back towards the fields, and make the catch. And then there was Wright, who attempted to make the play, but coming in all the way from first base, he got a late break to it, wasn't able to dive and get it. Sargent swings there, fouls it straight back. Count is now 2-1. So the Bobcats, after giving up 2 runs in the top half of the inning, have runners on first and second, 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. Sargent looking to walk it off here for Ohio. And he looks to strike all the way in, evens the count at 2-2. Sargent coming off the bench. Got a couple warm-up swings before he came in, but has yet to see some game action until this point. Swing and a miss. James got him swinging. So Sargent was called upon, couldn't come through for Ohio, and now there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th.
Wow, nice pitching there by James Sargent, who came into pinch hit today, is normally a regular player for the Bobcats. James sent him down, and James, after giving up 2 guys on base, is just cruising right now.
So Sargent pinched hit for Fabic that last at bat. Now Funderburg is in to try to do the deed. Funderburg hasn't seen a lot of action. And evens the count at 1-1 after fouling that one back. That's over near the first base dugout.
I would say one of the rare advantages for having 2 outs right now for the Bobcats and runners on base is they will run immediately on the sound of the bat. So you don't have to worry if it is a high fly pop about them looking at it and stopping. They will be moving. So in case there is a hit, we could see a score.
And now Hafner goes to steal and no throw. Thurber does not even attempt to throw out Hafner. Hafner straight steal of third base. Now there are runners in scoring position for the Bobcats. Giannini at second, Hafner at third. Funderburg at the plate. This one misses low, and Hafner has to be careful not to get too far down the line. Doesn't want to get thrown out by Thurber. Funderburg has his season average right now at 125. Again, hasn't really seen a lot of time. Has a double today, though. And watches that one go low and away. The count is full.
That was Hafner's second stolen base on the season.
So 3-2 count, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Bobcats and Bears tied at 5. And he watches that one go by. It's a walk. So Funderburg does his job, keeps the line moving, and the bases are loaded for Aaron Levy.
Stepping in for your Ohio Bobcats.
You almost have to wonder there, Connor, if James wasn't told to possibly miss that pitch intentionally because first base was open, and now the Bears have a force out anywhere they want. May not have been the case, but we can say now that after it happened, and they probably will say after it happened that that was the case.
So Levy swinging at the first pitch, doesn't get it. Strike one. Levy today, after having 2 hits yesterday, only 1 today, swings through this one. It's 0-2. 1 strike away from going into extra innings. 1 hit away from going home. James fires, misses the outside corner. That was a tough one to look out for Levy, but he watches it go by. It's 1-2.
Yeah, James had him right where he wanted him there on the 0-2 and had a pitch to give away, and he did, just barely missed.
And a swing and a miss. He got him. James pulls a rabbit out of the hat. He escapes a bases-loaded jam here in the bottom of the 9th. We're going to extra innings here at Bob Wrenn Stadium in Athens, Ohio.
Stepping in for the Bears, number 9, Danny McGuire.
Well, here we are, top of the 10th inning here. We're in extras here at Bob Wrenn Stadium. Bobcats are tied with the Bears. Into pitch now for Ohio is Eddie Cutt. He was a losing pitcher of record yesterday. Pitched 2 innings, allowed 4 hits, 3 runs. All were earned, a walk and 2 strikeouts. But a first pitch strike to start us off here in the top of the 10th. McGuire's in at the plate. Danny came in at the top of the 8th inning and looks this one in. Counts now 1-2. So Danny McGuire came in at a big time in the top of the 8th inning. Coming off the bench and pinch hitting. He got his hit, he got the RBI, and swings and misses here. Tagged out by McCauley. Eddie Cutt gets McGuire swinging.
That's a nice sigh of relief there for the Bobcats, as obviously giving up the 2 tying runs in the previous inning and then not being able to score.
Now to the plate, number 28.
Nice way to get that first out there, and it seems like something now is almost heading in the Bobcats' way as they were unable to score with bases loaded.
Cameron Burrington, another pinch hitter, comes in and gets another hit. Burrington came in at the top of the 7th and got a single. Comes in here, sees 1 pitch, lines it all the way out to left field, where Sargent has come in to play for Fabic.
Due up for the Bears, number 26.
And the Bears have a runner on first. So Joseph Campos, another player who's coming in here, didn't start the game, but got hit by a pitch by Jake Rowan. Roan, who's been struggling as of late, had the blown save for Ohio this evening. And Cut starts off Campos with a called strike. Eddie Cut deals a little bit low. 1-1. So Burton on first. One down, top of the 10th. Eddie Cut on the mound. And Joseph Campos is a batter for Shawnee State. Cut deals, swing and a miss by Campos. The count is now 1-2.
With that last hit, the Bears now into double digits with 10 hits on the evening. Still 4 behind the Bobcats, however.
Ohio, after getting 300 hits for the season, hasn't gotten a hit since, and Eddie Cut retires Joseph Campos.
Up to bat for the Bears, number 5.
4 pitches
Marshall.
in that at-bat, gets a strikeout. And now Blake Marshall comes to the plate.
It's a nice, better start for Ohio in this inning than it did last inning already with 2 outs and only 1 man on.
Swing and a miss from Marshall. Cut gets ahead. 0-1. Marshall so far in this game, he walked in the 3rd, grounded out to 2nd in the 5th, popped out to 2nd, or actually had an error, had an error by second baseman Funderburg in the 7th, and then walked in the 9th. Cut's pitch misses, evens up the count at 1-1. Fastball in there for a called strike. He cut from the stretch, sets and fires, swing and a miss from Marshall. He got him. So the Bobcats are able to go through the top of the 10th unscathed. Their first half inning where they have not let up a run since the 6th. Shawnee State got 1 run in the 6th, 1 run in the 7th, a run in the 8th, and 2 in the 9th, but none here in the 10th, as Ohio is coming up to bat in the bottom of the 10th. You're listening to Ohio Bobcat TV.
Leading off your Ohio Bobcats, number 3, Devin Garcia.
So Devin Garcia steps in here facing a new pitcher. This is Joe Lloyd, a junior right-hander. And from the warm-ups, looks like he's a little bit of a submarine pitcher, which would be a new look for the Bobcats, who look to walk it off here at the bottom of the 10th. First pitch is in there. Looked a little inside to Garcia, but not to home plate umpire Bryce McCullough. That's a called strike. It's 0-1.
Lloyd, Bidwell, Ohio, attended River Valley High School, so.
And this is a line drive down out to center field. Helton is back, makes the catch, one retired. Garcia gave it a drive.
Yeah, definitely got it on the part of the bat that he wanted to. Unfortunately, just like with an earlier line drive, not enough fire coming off the bat to really go anywhere as it was hit straight to the center fielder.
In baseball, you can hit it hard, but it doesn't matter if there's somebody standing there. You still feel good about yourself, though.
Oh, yeah.
And now Rote with the long fly ball deep to left field. And that's a Bobcat blast from Rudy Rote. He walks it off here in the bottom of the 10th. The MAC leader wins it here in the bottom for Ohio. Rudy Rote walk-off Bobcat blast sends the Ohio crowd home happy. An unbelievable season for Rudy Rote. It continues here as he walks it off against Shawnee State.
Amazing, Connor. Absolutely amazing. Rudy Rote, the best hitter on this Bobcat team all season long, just continues his dominant run with this walk-off blast.
Rudy Rote finishes today 3 for 6, but none of the other at-bats were as important as his final at-bat. As the Bobcats win 6-5 here in the bottom of the 10th, they snap their losing streak. They are now have one game winning streak and will face Eastern Michigan University over the weekend. So Rudy Rote with a walk-off bomb for Ohio sends everybody home happy. Once again, your final: Ohio 6, Shawnee State 5. For everyone here at Ohio Bobcat TV, I'm Connor Mills alongside Brad Walker. We thank you for joining us here on the live stream. And wherever you are, have a good night.